And we're back. Back again, the final chapter of the Fanscars. And what would be left besides talking about our
Best
10 favorite movies of the year. This is a hard list to make. We compiled and narrowed it down, and these are the 10 favorites of both of us.
Yeah, so we did 10 nominees, but we're actually going to rank them and talk about them like in decreasing order. So like number 10, number 9.
These are actually ranked compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
Before we even start, obviously honorable mentions. Not everything we loved got in here. My biggest one, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is my favorite comic book movies made in a long time. I loved this film. Gal Gadot brought Wonder Woman to life, and I mean, what else can you ask for? It was a strong female superhero brought to life before your very own eyes, layered, and just ready to kick some ass. And she was incredible, an incredibly made superhero film.
Mine was Coco, which was actually my number one movie of 2017. Yes, an animated movie, my number one movie of 2017. This movie took me on such an emotional journey. I think I cried more in this movie than I've ever cried watching a movie in my entire life, and like wept like throughout. Like there were scenes that seemingly had like no emotional impact that I just like sobbed during. And this movie is about your ancestors and the impact they make on your life and family. And I don't know, I just have had like I've had 3 really important family members in my life that have passed, and it felt like they were in that theater with me. And I'm like getting emotional talking about it. I've never had, it was like a transcendent experience. I've never had an experience like this in the movie theater. And this movie is just so beautiful. It's so, I'm getting choked up talking about it. So let's just stop there. But yeah, it's my number one. But it's only my honorable mention because Cody doesn't have soul.
I really enjoyed it, but I like the other 10 a little bit more than this one. So we'll start off with number 10. Molly's Game.
Oh my god, I love this movie.
Talked about this a little bit before. Yeah. Jessica Chastain.
She's so commanding in this movie. Like, this movie is Jessica. Like, as Darkest Hour is Gary Oldman, this movie is Jessica Chastain. She narrates. She's on the screen like the entire time. Yeah. She's the smartest person in the room the whole time. And I love when characters are just like that. She's so smart. And so this movie's about poker. She gets involved in poker, and she runs her own poker game, and she gets indicted for being involved in the mob because some mobsters were coming to her poker game, and
she's got to defend her, everything she's built up to this point. And Aaron Sorkin, really, just the way the film is layered, perfect. Yeah. Perfect. You can't. By the end, I was just like, "Wow, way to end it!" You know, he the way he just tells this story, you can't tell it any better than the way he did it. And
the dialogue, the director,
the fast pace.
A movie about poker could be this exciting.
Michael Cera, what I thought was going to be a comedic performance, not a comedic performance, more dramatic, and I liked it. Keep it up, Michael Cera.
That's so good.
It's just incredibly made, and deserving to be on
number 10.
Right.
Number 9, Split. Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Shyamalan Ding Dong is back.
M. Night Shyamalan is back.
Just when you think he's gotten kicked in the face enough, he stands up and just...
This movie was amazing, and it completely took me off guard. I mean, and I saw it well after it came out, and I knew it was supposed to be good, but this good? Like, what?
Yeah, it was way better than I knew when it was the trailers were coming out. I was like, wow, this actually looks really good. And then it was getting really good reviews. It did really good in the box office. And by the time I saw it, I was happy. I lived up to the hype, and even more.
The performances are
incredible. The writing's fantastic.
It has this emotion to it that
great score.
The
score elevates it. Yeah, and just a very, very well made horror film. And
it's scary.
Yeah, and excited for the next project of M. Night Shyamalan for sure. Hopefully, this isn't another flash in the pan.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's back
this
on
is
track.
finally like the follow-up to The Sixth Sense. Like he's finally delivered.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, number 8, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Definitely for us the comic book movie of the year, the superhero movie of the last couple years.
You just said Wonder Woman was your favorite of recent memory. You
I
can't,
said
you
us.
can't have it both ways.
I said us.
Oh, okay.
I said us.
Spider-Man: Homecoming. I love this movie so much.
Especially he's not a huge superhero guy.
It's hard for me to like fall in love with the superhero movie, but this one is also my weakness, which is like a teen high school movie.
Yeah,
I love those
the
so
first
much.
teen high school
It's like,
Spider-Man movie,
and it does both so great, and
Yeah.
they fit together so perfectly. It doesn't feel like it's both at the same time.
Yeah, it was funny.
It's funny. It's so funny. It's way funnier than I think. Maybe except for maybe the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but it's like on par with those as far as the humor.
And it was funny because the Sam Raimi Spider-Man skipped over the high school stuff, and when that with the first movie nobody cared, but now looking back and getting this movie, it's like wow, like Spider-Man high school deserve to be together.
Fits so perfect.
It fits so perfect, and it adds a lot of more layers to Peter Parker in
it's
general.
exciting and funny, and
It makes it more relatable.
it was a breath of fresh air.
Absolutely. Marvel did it again, and hopefully Spider-Man can stay in the MCU for a while now.
So our number 7 is The Disaster Artist. So we actually saw The Room because of this movie. We saw it beforehand.
Yeah, as soon as the
Because we knew this
trailer,
movie was coming out.
everyone told me, "Oh, watch The Room, watch The Room." I was like, "Yeah, I'll get to it soon point or another." The trailer dropped for Disaster
We're like,
Artist.
we have to see
I'm
The
like,
Room.
I gotta see The Room before I see this because I need to know exactly what's going on.
So we loved The Room.
The Room, it's
Yeah.
one of the worst movies ever made. I'll tell you that. But it's so much fun to watch. We saw it in theaters. They had a special screening.
Well, we
at
saw
our
that after
nearby-
The Disaster Artist.
Yeah, but we had a great time with that. But The Disaster Artist is James Franco becomes Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, he directs it.
He envelops him. It's crazy to think that somebody that is so unpredictable, Tommy Wiseau, I mean, somebody so weird, so challenged, somebody just so layered and unconventional could be nailed on the head so well by James Franco.
That's perfect, yeah.
It's like he was his brother or something, that he has him set to a T.
Yeah.
And this whole movie is just comedic gold.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, it does have that emotional connection. Of
that's
best
why I
friends.
was taken aback by it, because it ended up. It was so funny, but it ended up being this honestly like really touching portrayal of friendship
Absolutely.
between Tommy and Greg, played by James and Dave, which is so funny because they're brothers.
Yeah,
but there's just such a tenderness to their friendship, and that I got a little choked up at the end because, just their friendship is.
It's very important.
So it's funny because it's like a Hollywood insider movie about the making of this movie, but really it's about friendship.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's where I think it excels at its best.
Yeah, it could have been like almost a parody movie, but it wasn't. Next, number 6, Get Out. Wow.
We've already said a lot about this movie.
We've already said a lot about this movie. This was my number 1 movie of the year. This movie, man, I was so mad at myself because when it came out, it was getting so good reviews, and I was like, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go see it. This is before by that time we didn't live as close to movie theaters as we do now. So then I was like, well, I have to make the drive
I wish
out.
I had seen it in theaters. This was like the one.
And I was telling myself, I'm gonna go see it, and then I didn't see it, and I'm mad I didn't. Because wow, this movie is so brilliant. It's one of my favorite horror movies I've seen in quite a while, and it's just so smart and so but it's so relatable at the same time. It's just like you know, Jordan Peele just plops you in Chris's shoes and just says,
it makes you uncomfortable.
And there's, as I said, there's 3 levels to this film. There's uncomfortable, there is weird, and then there is terrifying
and hilarious. You're forgetting the part. You see, we kind of disagreed on how I felt. Like we both loved it, but he thought it was like scary, and I thought it was hilarious. And I think it's supposed to be both.
It's a mix of, and that seems like people are getting
like,
one of the two
Jordan
reactions.
Peele's a comedian. Like it's definitely supposed to be funny.
Yeah, Yeah. So, but it's just incredible. The performances are all amazing, and Jordan Peele, whatever you do next, I'm in the front row waiting for it.
Well, he's doing Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I have to pay to see that. No, he's doing that for what is it? Hulu. Hulu, CBS, All Access, something.
Oh, I think it's CBS.
He's doing something with it.
But that seems like such a perfect fit for him after having seen this.
Yeah, but that's movie.
Anyway.
Number 6?
Oh, number 5.
Oh, number 5, I'm sorry.
Our number 5 movie is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I love this movie. I love the performances. I love the writing.
Not much else. We talked a lot about this.
Yeah.
Won a lot of our awards, so it's incredible. If you haven't seen it yet, it's an emotional ride. Check it out. It's very, very well made.
Anger and grief and
forgiveness.
Redemption. It has so many themes that just make such an impact.
Yeah.
And this movie just kind of, it was like a punch in the face.
Yeah, absolutely. It hurt, but you understood why you were getting punched.
Yeah.
So our number 4, my second, I had this ranked number 2, Baby Driver. Wow, this movie is so good. I loved this movie so much. It's so funny because the first 15 minutes, I'm like, wow, okay, this is like something different. And then like every 15 minutes, I slid a little closer to the edge of my seat. And then by the last half an hour, I was just sitting with my butt barely on the seat, just watching it. It's just so enveloped in these characters and what was going to happen. And it's so unpredictable yet stylish at the same time. And wow, I loved it. I'm just so excited to rewatch it. I've only seen it the one time.
I know. And honestly, I think this would have been higher on my list if it feels like a lifetime ago that I saw it.
Yeah.
So it didn't have as much impact as some of the movies I saw more recently.
Yeah.
I'm dying to see it again too.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see it again. Let's move on. Number 3.
Oh my gosh, this movie. It wasn't. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't even my number 1. I had this at number 3, but I mean, I don't know if I loved a movie more this year. Lady Bird.
Lady Bird.
I love this movie so much. It almost seems conventional because it's a girl. It's about a girl who is her name's Christina McPherson, but she goes by Lady Bird. And there's this really funny scene where he's the priest is like, Lady Bird, is that your given name? And she's like, yeah, it's given to me by me. And she's just such an interesting character.
Yeah.
And she is so unique and headstrong, but at the same time she's unsure of herself and she wants to be liked, and I just connected with this character. So I've connected with all the characters. The characters in this movie are why I love this movie so much, because they all just felt so relatable.
Real,
and honest.
It feels very real. And this movie has
the biggest heart.
This movie weirdly reminds me of Juno.
It does a little bit because it's kind of that oddball, quirky humor.
Yeah, but
dialogue.
it's not it's definitely more a serious.
It feels more honest.
It's a more serious, honest than Juno. I love Juno, but it's a little more serious and real than Juno, but definitely similarities. If you like Juno, definitely check this out. This is up your alley. You will like this as well.
So while it feels this movie was such a breath of fresh air. I'm counting down the days till I can buy it on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
I loved it so much.
Yeah.
That was the only movie I saw in theaters twice this year. So
yeah, I mean that's saying something right there.
I was dying to go back to see it.
Number 2, It. Wow, it's what a film. I was not when they were talking. I was hearing, they're doing an It. They're doing it. It was in develop. I almost want to say it was in development hell a little bit. It was being talked about. Oh, they're gonna do it. Oh, they're not gonna do it. They had an actor. They had Will Poulter was attached to it a little bit, and then he left, and they had to get somebody else. But by the time, as soon as I saw the trailer for the first time, I said, "This is gonna be something." And I think it's gonna be something really.
The hype was so strong, from the time
I was
the trailer
nervous.
dropped.
I was a little nervous.
No, I know. I didn't have that high expectations or hopes. I was excited for it, but it was, I was oh, we'll see how it is.
Yeah, and I was really proud of this because as soon as the trailer dropped, one of the best predictions I've ever had in a very long time. Immediately I said, this movie is going to make bank.
Yeah.
And if you looked at the weeks following up to it, nothing was coming out.
Yeah.
Nothing even close to what would draw something like that. And I knew, wow, people are holding out. And then as soon as this hits...
It beat the horror movie record in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Everybody and their moms went to see it. And then their moms brought people and their moms to see it.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
For being rated R, too.
And for being rated R, too, especially rated R movies haven't been doing excessively well. Historically, they don't. But this, wow, what a movie! And I can't say I've ever been more excited for a sequel in my entire life than for
as soon as I came out of the theater, I was like, oh my god, I need it.
I need a sequel
in my life right now. Yeah.
And counting down the days till we get It Chapter 2. Yeah. If you haven't seen this movie yet, go out, buy it. If you like horror at all, see it. It's incredible.
It's horror, but it's like, I always say, like, the great horror movies transcend the genre. And this movie transcends the genre. It's a great horror movie, but it almost even works better as this great coming-of-age movie.
It's a great coming-of-age movie. Yeah. It's very reminiscent of The Goonies.
I thought it was more Stand By Me.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Stephen King.
Yeah,
it's a better coming-of... I thought it was a better coming-of-age movie than Stand By Me.
Yeah.
While also being,
movie,
like, a brilliant horror movie. Like, it's not on this... Like, I was trying to... I think in my head, I'm like, oh, it's like Stand By Me meets The Shining, but it's not on that level of The Shining. I'm like, The Shining is, like, one of the most brilliant movies ever made. But it's a great horror. This is one of the great Stephen King adaptations, for sure.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to top this for a while. I mean, at this point, everybody's done Stephen King, so we're going to run out of material sooner or later. But at the end of the Stephen King film adaptations, I mean, this is going to be on the top of the list.
It was scary. It was amazing.
What else we can talk about? And our number one, our favorite movie of the year. This is combined. It's funny because it was neither one of our top ones, but it was. It was
my number 2.
It was so close to the top on both of us. It was 3 or 4 for me. Yeah. It was so close to the top on both of ours. It jumped it up. Blade Runner 2049. We've talked about it so much already. Wow, was this movie just incredible?
This movie completely knocked me off my feet because I am not that big of a fan of the original Blade Runner. Yeah. Like, I saw it and it was underwhelming, and I was kind of dreading this. I was like, oh, like, I'm going to have to go see this stupid Blade Runner movie. Because the first one I'm dying to... I haven't rewatched it since I've seen this, but I'm dying to because I feel like I'll see it with a different appreciation, a different light. But I thought it was kind of pretentious and a little... I don't know.
It's hard to look at Blade Runner in a fresh sense in any way, shape, or form just because of the production hell it went through.
There's like so many different cuts.
There's so many different versions. The final cut is, if you're wondering, because I researched it, the final cut is the official Ridley Scott approved version of how he wanted it.
There's like so many different versions of the movie that are so completely different.
Yeah, but the final cut is the one he wanted to release in theaters, and it's it only came out. They only I think officially released it in like 2010. So it's one of those movies we're just gonna keep looking at and keep evolving our conversation with. And this movie, I think, complements that.
This might be a controversial opinion, but I think this movie like supersedes Blade Runner on just about every single level.
I like it more than Blade Runner, but again, Blade Runner, it's hard to look at.
We weren't around when Blade Runner first came out. I mean, it's much older than we are. Yeah. But oh my gosh, this movie is almost like 3 hours long.
Doesn't seem at all.
And it is paced. It's so brilliant. Yeah. Like, oh my god, like
there wasn't a single part of this movie I was like, wow, this is long.
It's exciting. No. And it has this really thoughtful... It feels like a very germane sequel to Blade Runner, and the themes and, what...
The style.
Yeah, the themes, the styles, it's about what makes a human, and... And
it's funny because it's like up until now we've gotten so many sequels that were released so long after the originals that everyone's like, why do we even do this?
I know, that's why I was like, who's asking for a Blade Runner sequel?
I wasn't.
Now I am. Yeah, like
oh my gosh, yeah.
And the way the movie ends, I don't think they should do another one, and I don't think
it will. No, it didn't do well enough in the box office.
It does have a great, like, ambiguous ending. Which so did Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most ambiguous movie ending, like, ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this movie so much. It completely blew me away on every level. Visually, the writing, the characters.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Gosling. We didn't bring up Ryan Gosling at all. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Dude, Dave Bautista, man.
Dave Bautista's great.
You're so great. His work is getting awesome. Dude, your agent is amazing, man. Yeah. Keep it up, because I mean, ever since Guardians of the Galaxy, I said, wow, Dave Bautista, dude, you can do more than wrestle. You can act extremely
It's a stunningly beautiful technical achievement paired with a stunningly beautiful story.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. It's such a crowning achievement. Yeah. Denis Villeneuve, holy moly!
It's a film we are lucky to have gotten, and we probably won't get anything like it ever again.
Yeah. Denis Villeneuve, like, he was on my radar before this, but now I'm like, man, like, this guy's like one of the, like, might be the greatest director working right now.
So that Arrival was mine, where I was like,
yeah, but this I feel Arrival. Oh,
Arrival was a masterpiece.
So amazing.
I love it.
Okay. Anyway. Those are our 10 best movies
of
2017. We did miss some that might have made the list.
Yeah.
But I feel like we saw most of the important movies.
Yeah. There's sadly some sequels I didn't get to see, because there were some like John Wick Chapter 2. Cameron hasn't seen John Wick. So I was like, what's the point of watching John Wick Chapter 2 if I'm not going to be able to talk about it at all? So some of those I left out. I avoided on purpose. I will definitely see them at some point or another.
But definitely let us know, what were your favorite movies of 2017? Did they make the list? Is there something we missed?
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, and thanks for watching every chapter here of the Fanscars. This is something we wanted to do as soon as we came up.
We're like, we have to do our
best of 2017, and hopefully this is something we can even improve on and do better next year for all of 2018. So thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. Comment, like, subscribe. We got more content coming. We're keeping it cranking out. So just keep watching. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
See you guys.